Hey guys, it's Steph. As always, who else would it be? In today's video, we are trying out Maxfactor makeup. Now, this isn't an ad by the way, but I did recently do an ad with them for this liquid blush, and Maxfactor then very kindly sent me a whole load of products to try out because loads of you guys in my comments were asking for me to do a full face of Maxfactor. And so here I am. We're doing a full face of Maxfactor today, which I feel like is a brand, like, people don't really talk about Maxfactor that often, and like I said, when I tried out this blush, I was very, very impressed. So I'm very, very curious about all the products today. I have pretty much a full face. The only things I don't have is like brow products, I don't have a powder, and I don't have a primer. I think that's it. We'll see. I feel like Maxfactor isn't really spoken about much these days. Like, it's always been there. You go into like Boots or Superdrug or wherever, and there's always like a Maxfactor counter, but I never really hear anyone talk about their products. So we're gonna do that today, and hopefully we find some hidden gems. So let's get into it. I just downed my cup of tea because I'm actually not drinking coffee at the moment because it kind of makes me a little bit crazy right now, crazier. And I just downed my cup of tea and I'm sweating. Don't know why I felt the need to tell you that, but you're welcome for that little nugget of information. Okay, so as you can see, I've already done my brows, and as you can probably tell by my very shiny face, I have also primed my skin and moisturized and all of that. So we're gonna go in first with the Facefinity All Day Flawless Airbrush Finish. Apparently this contains a primer, hang on, wait, rewind. This is a primer, concealer, and foundation in one. So it's a 3-in-1 foundation. I'm probably still gonna wanna slather loads of concealer all over my face. But yeah, we're gonna try this out. And I think I'm gonna go in with this shade here. This is in the shade Warm Beige. I've literally seen this bottle on counters for ages. I don't know how long this foundation's been out. Oh my God, it's very watery. Whoa, okay, like I'm trying to hold it up for you, but it is very, very liquidy. Okay, I'm just gonna pop that straight onto my sponge instead. Let's see. So yeah, it says that it's a primer, concealer, and foundation in one. But it does feel very, very thin. It says that it's a long-lasting airbrush finish that lasts for up to 24 hours. It doesn't actually say what kind of coverage it has. Color looks pretty good. But look. Liquidy. I'm gonna go right off the bat here and say that as someone that likes to cake their face in makeup, this probably isn't gonna be like a concealer for me, but it looks pretty good as a foundation in terms of coverage. It's kind of giving me like a medium coverage, I'd say. It's quite heavy on the scent, but as you guys know, I don't personally mind that, but just a heads up. Layer it up a little bit on this side so you guys can see it. Got a little bit of redness around my nose. Okay, and you can see that's actually covered up the redness quite well. Woo! Ooh, quite liking this so far. I'm actually very, very excited to try everything out today. Like, I'm aware because I've worked with Maxfactor like fairly recently, this is probably gonna look like an ad, and I appreciate that they sent me all the products after, but if something sucks, I will very politely say something sucks. So you don't have to worry about that. But on first impressions with this foundation, it's looking really, really good. Like, it's a very, very thin consistency, but it's giving me coverage. So it feels very, very lightweight. It's blending out really easily. And yeah, the color looks good. Okay, so far so good. I am enjoying this. And I have eyebrow hairs lingering on my face. I'm just gonna try and blend them in. I'm really liking how that looks. What do you guys think? It looks very dewy, but skin-like, and doesn't look shiny or wet or anything, and it just blends in. Like, you can't actually notice it on your skin. So now I'm gonna go in with their Miracle Pure Concealer. They sent over one shade of this, so hopefully it works. It's in the shade 3. And this says, it instantly brightens and conceals whilst hydrating skin for a natural, healthy-looking glow. It's quite peachy, but I feel like that might work on my under eyes right now because I do have dark circles at the moment. I'm tired. Again, it is quite a thin consistency. It feels really, really lightweight. Okay, again, blends out quite nicely. It's giving me enough coverage. You will know, I normally want more. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. The color works really well under my eyes as well. I'm gonna take a tiny bit more right on the inner corner. And yeah, the consistency is really, really thin. I feel like Maxfactor typically is a brand that most people associate with someone being a little bit older. Obviously, like, wear whatever the hell you want, put whatever the hell you want on your face. But yeah, it's definitely a thinner consistency, which I feel like maybe they've thought about, because as you get a little bit older, like, usually a thinner consistency will work a lot better to like look more natural on your skin. Just going over my eyelids, and look, my contacts go so weird. Sorry, I know my contacts scare some of you, but I also kind of like to be a little bit scary sometimes. But whoa, you can see the difference there. That's actually covered up quite a lot. Like I've been punched in the face on this side. And I'm also going to do a little bit on my chin because I had a couple of spots there, and I've got a little one up there. And is there anything I'm missing? Cover up the ends of my microblading a little bit. I'm getting my microblading removed in the next few days. Very excited. Yeah, okay, watch this. Right. Ugh, feels so weird. Lizard girl confirmed. So next I am going to go in with this liquid blush that, like I said, I have tried out before. This one's in the shade Radiant Rose, and it's their infused cream blush. Now this is basically a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury cream blushes, but I actually kind of prefer this. So I'm just going to take this on my sponge. I actually applied it with a brush in my video, but I'm just going to show you guys how it looks with a sponge. And I know it can look a little bit intense, but it blends out so nicely, and it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but it doesn't look glittery or anything. But yeah, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury liquid blushes. But like I said in my TikTok, I'm sorry Charlotte, mate. Never met the woman in my life. She seems lovely, but yeah, I do kind of prefer this, and it's cheaper, so it's a win-win. I'm just gonna add a little bit of color to my cheeks, like all the way up on the side of my face here, and then the same on this side. Like, can you see why I like this stuff? Look how shiny it is, but also it just blends in so nicely. And one thing I will notice is that concealer, it isn't the most full coverage concealer in the world, like I said, because you can see my little microblading bits poking out there, but I'll sort that out in a minute once I've powdered down. Speaking of which, powder, I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty powder. Set my under eyes first, as always. If you guys haven't seen my tips video, try setting your under eyes first before anything else, and do it from the outer corner inwards. Honestly, it is a game changer. Like, it'll make your under eyes look so much smoother, but still set them in place. You're just putting more powder on the outer corner, so then when you get to the inside, there's gonna be less powder on your brush, and you've got more crease on the inner corner, and it'll just look more flawless. Trust me, try it, you will love it. Okay, I'm gonna start setting everything else down now. Please be good, please. Flippy floppy brush. Oh, yes. Okay, I feel like if I go a little bit too heavy-handed with powder, then it could start looking like more textured than it actually is, because this foundation looks really good on its own. But a very light dusting of powder over the top, just to kind of set it, is working really well. Like, you can still see, I've still got a nice sheen from the cream blusher, still got a little bit of like a healthy glow coming through. This foundation's good, you know? I've literally seen it so many times, and I'm like, I'll try that out when I do like a full face of Maxfactor or something. Never really picked it up, and I kind of wish I tried it sooner, because this looks really nice actually. And I definitely feel like if you are slightly older, this would be a really good formula for you, because it is so thin and it does blend out so nicely. It's not gonna like sit into any lines or anything. This is looking good, okay. Oh no. Concealer, just because I'm like quite expressive when I talk, like even though I've got the Botox, like I'm still trying. My face muscles are still like trying to do something here, but there is a bit of creasing under my eyes now. It might settle in a second. I'll give it a minute and we'll reassess in a minute, but yeah, but the foundation looks dope. Now I'm gonna go in with this Facefinity bronzer. This one is just in the shade 001 Light Bronze. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so that's the color there. It's quite a warm tone bronze. It's got a little bit of reddiness in there, but it's also more of like a neutral kind of orangey tone, which I prefer. All right, how pigmented are you? Quite pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the light hand first. Oh, that reminds me of Matte Give Me Sun, which if you guys have been around here for a while, you will know that that's like my go-to bronzer. Yeah, it's just like a matte version of Matte Give Me Sun, because Matte Give Me Sun has like a little bit of a pearl pigment in there, but it's giving the same kind of color. Oh, okay. I was kind of looking at it thinking this could go one of two ways. Like it could either look really red toned or stunning. And thankfully it's the latter, because it's, yeah, like it. Ooh, I like this. Just making noises now at this point, but yeah, this bronzer's really good. Okay, if you want to try it, Matte Give Me Sun, if you don't want to spend all the money on it, give this a shot. I really like that. If you wear fake tan as well, it's like a really nice undertone for fake tan. Got a tiny bit around my jaw. Yeah, big fan of that. Try this, I love this. Next, I'm going in with this highlighter that looks a little bit sorry for itself because it did smash in transit. But this is the Facefinity highlighter powder in the shade Golden Hour. So I'm going to very gently open you up. I will fix you at some point. Like it's all kind of together, but it's had a traumatic time in his travels. Let's give it a little swatch. Very, very pretty. You guys see that there? My little finger waving it, yeah? That looks really, really nice. It's a bit more gold toned than my usual sort of highlighters. Normally I like something that's a little bit more champagne-y, but still into that. Okay. What do we think? I feel like I could maybe do a little bit more, to be honest. Take a little bit more. I feel like if I went really heavy-handed, I could get a lot from this. Okay. Oh, when it hits the light there. There's not many highlighters I don't like, I'll be honest. Yeah, this one's good. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about it, other than the fact that I just put so much on my forehead there. Adds a really, really nice glow to your skin, like a natural sort of sheen when you press it in a little bit with like a beauty blender or something. Like, I feel like you can definitely get the sort of like metallic stripe of highlighter if that's what you want, but actually when you press it into your skin a bit more, it does look just really kind of dewy and there's no texture on my skin. So yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. So just gonna pack it on for a second. See, that still looks good if you want more of like an intense metallic stripe, but if I just press it in, yeah, it just softens it a bit and makes it look a little bit more wet looking. Moist. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I feel like my skin is looking pretty good at the moment. I do feel like the concealer is creasing more than I would like, a lot more than I would like actually. Let me just go in with my sponge again and just see if I can fix that. Okay, so most of the crease has been gotten rid of. Just taking a tiny bit more powder just to see if I can set it in place a bit better. Okay, we'll see how that holds up. So now I'm actually gonna do my lips and I'm gonna go in with one of these soft matte color Elixir like liquid lipsticks. I have 3 different shades and I'm kind of thinking I might do this one first. This is the shade Rose Dust. And I might add a little bit of this lighter color here in the center called Sand Cloud. So I'm gonna line my lips with this first. Whoa, these have a strong smell. I like it, but it kind of smells like some sort of sweets that I had when I was a kid. So I'm just gonna go straight in. Color is pigmented. I look like Kim Possible right now. Okay, so that's Rose Dust there. And like I said, I'm now gonna go in with a little bit of Sand Cloud, which looks like this. So you can see in comparison, it's a bit more of like a cool tone kind of dusty pink. And I'm gonna pop that right in the center before it dries, just so I can get a little ombre. Ooh, hello. I like that combination a lot. Not normally a liquid lipstick girl these days, but I like that combination. It's made my lips look massive. Yeah, I like that. I kind of have a feeling, because it says soft matte, that these aren't gonna completely dry down, so we'll have to see in a second, but yeah, really, really like that color. The little color combination, they feel comfy on my lips right now. Okay, you all know the drill. I'm going in with a little bit of my P. Louise base just to give it the best chance it's got. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on my lid and I'm not gonna set it down or anything. Got one of these little like sponge applicator thingies, which I never use for eyeshadow, but I might. I normally like to use these when I'm like really packing a color on my lid, but I might actually use it for that little pink in a second. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in with this kind of like neutral cool tone brown here. And I'm just gonna run that all the way through my crease. I actually feel like my mum used to have one of these eyeshadow palettes. Like I'm sure they've changed, but it does seem very familiar to me. She never really used to wear eyeshadow at all, but I think she used it just for like her eyebrows or something. Yeah, now I'm looking at it, it rings a bell. But yeah, I'm just gonna put some of that in my crease just as my transition. I mean, it's not gonna be the most noticeable color, but you can see it's added a little bit of something to my crease. And I'm now gonna go in with this slightly darker brown, just to add a little bit of definition onto my outer corner. So I'm just gonna pat that down. I'm using the tiniest amount because I don't want it to be too intense. And then again, just blend that out. Whatever's left, just in my crease. Very soft, but it's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna use this little spongy guy here and I'm gonna go in with this pink shade. So I'm just gonna take some of that. And the reason I do like sponge applicators when I'm applying something like all over my lid is it kind of almost like mimics using your finger, and obviously when I've got nails and stuff, like it can just get a little bit messy. So these do come in handy. Don't throw these away. I normally have like a little stash of them next to me, but yeah, they normally work really well for applying like shimmers and everything over the lids. It's giving natural, soft makeup. So like, this isn't the most pigmented thing in the world. I feel like sometimes, and I'm not saying this for me because I like things when they're really, really pigmented, but I feel like if you don't want to wear like really intense makeup, sometimes people don't want like super pigmented eyeshadows because they do want something to be a little bit softer. So I don't think these eyeshadows are bad as such, but like if you want something a bit more intense, you're maybe not gonna get it from this palette, just because even though I'm using this little sponge, I'll try it with my finger, even though I'm really like packing this on, it's not the most intense eyeshadow in the world. Like obviously you can see it. It's got a nice little sheen, but it's not as shimmery as I was maybe hoping it would be. Like it looks nice enough. It's just not giving me like, bah-bah. I'm now gonna go in with this shade here, which looks like a really, really nice like champagne shimmer. And I'm gonna pop that on my inner corner. Ooh, it's very, very similar to the highlighter, but not as gold. It is just a bit more champagne-y, but looks really nice. Like this looks good. Drag that in a little bit. Just doing something kind of like a little bit soft, a little bit smoky. And I'll take that on my brow bone as well. My brows are on a mad one today. Like they don't know what they're doing. They cannot be stuck down. They're just living their free life. Okay, like I'm not unhappy with this eyeshadow. It's not like wowing me. Like there's nothing wrong with the quality of the eyeshadows. It's just not like what I personally usually tend to go for. You know what I am gonna do though, is I am gonna take a little bit more of that first shade that I used on this little pencil brush, and I'm gonna run that on my lower lash line because even though I set it down again, you can see there is quite a lot of creasing under my eyes still. So I just wanna kind of get rid of the appearance of that just a bit. Okay, so before I go ahead and do the other eye, we're now gonna move on to mascara. So this is the Masterpiece Max High Volume and Definition Mascara. Oh, plastic wand. This makes me feel very good. Okay, so yeah, it's just got if I show you guys there with my dirty hands, you can see that's what the plastic wand looks like. It's like a conical plastic wand. And let's see what it can do. My mum actually always used to use Maxfactor mascaras. There was like one in like a gold tube. I don't know if they still make it, but I used to steal that all of the time. You can definitely see it's grabbing all of my lashes there. Show you guys in the macro so you can see it. I pulled out a couple of my eyelash hairs the other day by accident. You can see like the little gap that I've got here. I'm sorry. Okay, it's giving me length. It's giving me black. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like if I didn't pluck out those little lashes there. And yeah, it's looking all right. Going with second coat. It really is grabbing all of my lashes. Like it's making them look quite wispy now. I can't stop focusing on this little gap here. Note to self, note to everyone, don't go and just rip your eyelashes off. Yeah, quite into that. It's not necessarily my favorite, but I like it. Yeah, so you can kind of see on my lower lashes there where I haven't pulled them out, it looks really good on my lower lashes. So maybe it would look better if I hadn't pulled all my eyelashes out, but we move. Just trying to load it up a little bit more to see if I can hide the fact that I did pull out all my eyelashes. Okay, right, I'm now gonna go and do the other eye because I feel like I can't quite tell what I'm looking like right now. I'm gonna go to the other eye and then I'll show you guys the finished look. All right guys, so this is the finished look, and I will say, after putting the mascara on this eye where my lashes aren't all messed up, I do actually quite like the mascara. It's not necessarily my new favorite mascara, but especially for my lower lashes, I really, really like it. So I actually completely forgot that I have a facial appointment in just over an hour, so I'm not gonna be able to do a wear test today, but I'll let you guys know in the comments because I will try out this foundation again. I really love the foundation. Really, really into that. What else do we like? I like the lip products, I like the foundation, I like the bronzer, the highlighter's nice, obviously love the liquid blusher. I like the mascara. I feel like I'm not 100% set on the eyeshadow palette. Like I feel like if you like something super natural, maybe if you just don't really wear that much eye makeup, but you do want an eyeshadow palette for something really, really subtle, this could be for you. If you want to do something really dark and smoky and really like out there, this probably isn't it. So I'm not necessarily in love with the eyeshadow palette. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave it here for today. Let me know what you think of this makeup look in the comments down below. And if you have any favorite Max Factor products that you guys wanna see me try, then let me know, because I'm very, very keen to try out more. Like, they've got my interest. I'm like, ooh, what else can you offer? So yeah, let me know what your guys' favorite Max Factor products are in the comment section down below, and let me know what other brands you guys want me to try out. But yeah, I'm gonna go and have my facial, which I completely forgot about until literally about 5 minutes ago. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video or if you found it helpful in any way, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me, because I upload all the damn time. But apart from that, guys, that is it from me. I love ya. See you in the next one. Bye.